Hi, I'm Dr. Julie Fietta. Today I'm happy to be sharing a little bit of information on a paper that myself, Dr. Patricia Hain, Dr. Andrew Nem, Dr. Paula B. Sood, and Ron Bellino co-authored for the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. Now, this paper is actually designed for healthcare consumers, specifically dementia caregivers. So while the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation is typically read by clinicians and healthcare researchers, these information education pages are really targeted, sometimes for clinicians, sometimes for consumers, and this one in particular is for consumers. I really appreciate the archives providing a platform where we as clinician scientists can talk directly to consumers. So with these information education pages, we're really working to take evidence-based information, really up-to-date science, and provide it to consumers in a way that's very understandable and can be implemented in their lives. So this page in particular, we wanted to speak to those caregivers who throughout the pandemic were finding themselves distanced or socially isolated from the loved one that they were caring for. And we wanted to talk about some strategies that they might consider implementing to still provide caregiving at a distance. So throughout this paper, we talk about different technology platforms that can be used to communicate to a loved one or to communicate to the healthcare staff at a facility where your loved one might be staying. This paper is actually not fully released to the public. It's in press right now. In press simply means that an article or paper has been accepted, but it's not published quite yet. So the issue of the journal that the article is going to be published in hasn't been released yet. And so this will be available closer to October, and we'll give you an update when that's available for download. I just wanted to give you a heads up that that was coming and that we're really excited to be sharing something that's really targeted for consumers. Part of the reason I wanted to talk about that is because this week we're also talking about participatory research designs. So depending on the paper you're reading or the science that you're doing, participatory research has been defined in a few different ways. Participatory research has been described as encompassing research designs, methods, and frameworks that use systematic inquiry in direct collaboration with those affected by an issue being studied for the purpose of action or change. Participatory research engages those who are not necessarily trained in research but belong to or represent the interests of people who are the focus of the research. The take-home idea of participatory research is that it's not just scientists looking at a population of people. It's scientists and then the individuals that this research is really targeting coming together and producing research. So let's say, for example, I want to produce research that's really targeting dementia caregivers. I, as a scientist, am not coming up with the research, designing it, and recruiting people all by myself. Instead, I want to really collaborate with dementia caregivers in the community, not only to participate in my research, but also to help with things like the design of the research and discussing what we find. So let's bring this full circle. I told you about a paper and then I told you about a research approach. Why did I talk about these two? We took something of a participatory approach in developing this paper, and that meant we went right to consumers for peer review, not just to other scientists. We wanted to gather the perspectives and insights and opinions of individuals from the dementia caregiver population. We wanted to make sure that we were asking the right questions, providing the right information, saying it in a clear way, which means we needed help from individuals who understood what dementia caregivers were going through in these situations. A popular hashtag in research is nothing about us without us. And that's really kind of what participatory research is all about. It's engaging with the people that we're trying to research, not just talking about them. I would love to hear from other scientists or healthcare consumers on your opinions about participatory research design. Have you tried it? Are you interested in trying it? Do you want to be involved in research studies even if you're not a researcher? We'll also keep you up to date as to when our paper is released so that we can get your detailed feedback on that as well. Thanks for watching.